Hi everyone, this is Lori from Get Crafty with Lori, and today I want to scrapbook some of my photos of my vacation this past summer in Oahu. My good scrapbooking friend Lucy and her husband were visiting the island at the same time, so we met up for dinner at a fabulous restaurant called Roy's, and we had a wonderful time together. I was so excited to get my hands on the Capturing Smiles stamp and die bundle because, as you know, when there are scrapbookers in the room, there is going to be a camera. I love this little set. It is so much fun. I like these titles, but I'm going to make one on my Cricut that says Captured Smiles. I'm bringing in some scraps of paper from the Painted Illusions product of the month because the colors go so well with my photos. I'm also bringing in this piece from the Nature Walk paper pack. The browns in this paper complement my husband's shirt. Look at how nice that looks. This piece with the pinks and blues complement his shirt well. I'm going to lay down this piece that is cut at 5 by 10, and I'm going to overlap it with this piece that is cut at 5 by 7. And then I'm going to take this third piece that's cut at 5 by 8 and overlap all three. Let's bring in my photo and see how it looks. It looks nice, but I think I need a frame around the white cardstock. Let's see what happens if I bring in some early espresso. That looks really nice. I put my title right here and some little embellishment clusters around the photo. And then I'll do something similar on the right side. I want to make a 12 by 24 layout, so I will cut 1 inch off the top and a 1/2 inch off the side of the white cardstock and join the two pieces together. I'm bringing in some early espresso ink and a blending tool, and I'm going to sponge around the edges on all my pieces of paper to give them some definition. It looks really nice when it's done. I'm bringing in the pieces on the right side. The blue piece, which is called Misty Moonlight, is cut at 7 by 10, and the multicolored piece is 5 by 7. Now we're ready to lay down the photos. They're matted in early espresso, and I like the way this looks. Now we can go on to the fun part, building this camera. I was so excited about getting, and it is back in stock. It's been very popular. So if you're interested, you might want to run over and grab it. So let's take a look at the pieces that we're going to need to build my camera. We're going to start with this piece here. This is our base piece. Then we have this little piece. When it's die cut, it's going to go right over the top like that. And then we have this little piece here that will go like that. And then this will make a little circle, and it has this little piece here. So that will fit right over the top. Let me grab some paper for these dies. This was one of my choices of the 4 papers that I was looking at for this layout. I really like it, and so I want to make my camera out of this. So I'm going to go ahead and cut those pieces, and I will be right back. So here's the camera, and here's that one piece that goes right over the front. And this cut this piece, and I cut this one separately. And the reason I did that is I just wanted to give an extra layer on this. And then this is going to go right on top like that. This is going to go right over the top here like that. And I'm going to go ahead and put this up on foam tape to look more like a camera. But before I do that, I'm going to want to do some stamping. So we have the camera stamp here. So I'm going to go ahead and get that. I'm bringing in some early espresso ink, and I'm going to stamp my camera to give it the outline. And there's my camera. And now I'm going to take this piece that I have cut in Flirty Flamingo, and I'm going to stamp that as well. So that goes behind the circular piece on the camera. So let's put these pieces together. I'm just using a little bit of glue here, and then I'm going to line that up, and I'm going to glue this piece on here. It wasn't necessary for me to cut the piece in the Flirty Flamingo, but I did because the pattern paper isn't as sturdy as the cardstock. So I'm just going to put that down, and then I'm going to go ahead and put this piece on top of this one here. And now I want to put this center piece on foam dots, just like a regular camera would be, how it stands out from the base. I just love the way this looks. And now I'm going to take this center piece, and this round piece came from the center here. And this is the little shutter piece. And I'm going to put them both on foam dots. I'm using two-sided cardstock, so I have the dark side on the outside, and then on the inside it will be lighter. That way you can see a little difference in it. You can see it's a little bit lighter. Now let's put a couple of dots on the back of this, and we will put this in the center. I cut an extra piece to attach to the back for stability. I have some early espresso in old olive linen thread. I want to put a piece through the hole on the side of the camera to give my camera a little strap. So I'm just going to thread it through here like this and double it up, and there it is. I die cut 2 of these little film strips in early espresso, and I want to show you what you do with them. There's this little square, and over here on this side there are stamped images that you can put inside of them, but I have something different that I want to do. I used an app on my iPhone called Project Life to be able to cut out 6 2x2 photos, and let me show you what I'm going to do with them. I'm going to take the film strip, and I'm going to use that little square die that I showed you to cut these little pieces of the picture out. Let's cut these up, and then I will show you what I went ahead and die cut the pieces out of the photos that I wanted. I'll show you what I did. So let's put this right back in like that. So I wanted that little palm tree with the sunset in the back. So I just took this little square and laid it over and die cut it right out. Let's turn this over, and I have glue here with a fine tip because I have little space to work with on it. I'm just going to dot it on here, and then I'm going to take the picture and lay it down. It's probably going to take a little bit of time to dry since it is photo paper, but let's take a look and see how that looks. So look at that, isn't that cool? And so then we'll go ahead and do the same with the other pictures. So let's finish this up with just a little bit more glue. And there we go. And then I'll go ahead and do the same to the other strip with the other pictures. Now my film strips are done. And now we can bring back in my layout. One little camera. I'm going to put it down here. And I have my little film strips. I cut some flowers out of Petal Pink and Flirty Flamingo using my favorite dies from Delightful Wishes. I absolutely love this set to make pretty flowers. It also came with a second set of dies. Let me show it to you. This one comes with the dies to cut out the word wishing, has a branch, and it has a little piece to put your sentiments on. I also cut some leaves in Mossy Meadow using my favorite leaf die, Nature's Symphony. This is such a beautiful set and it is so popular. And I cut a title on my Cricut that says Captured Smiles. Remember when I mentioned the title on this stamp set? I wanted to point out other titles that there's on here. There's Everyday Moments, Life's Moments, Love This Smile, Captured Moments. There's Photo Op, Looking Good. You can also stamp this on the little round piece if you did it on cardstock. And then there's a shutter here that can be stamped in the middle. So let's play with my embellishments. I'm thinking I want to do something like this. I like that it fits nicely over here. And maybe put one of these over here and one over here. Let's check these flowers out. This little one down here and maybe one up here and then possibly one over here. And let's get some of this greenery. I love how pretty this looks. I cut this in the Mossy Meadow and I think it's going to fill the empty spaces really nicely. So let's lay this down here. I want to tuck it under the camera and then I want to put this film strip somewhere in the leaves. I don't want it just right on top. I kind of want it tucked under. I'm going to have to play with that. And then I have some smaller leaves here. I like to break them up. They're easier to work with when you do that. So let's try a couple of little ones up here. I like that. And then let's look over on this side. We'll get some more of this large greenery. I have a lot of white space and this will fill it nicely. And let's put that film strip down. And I like this little flower like that. A little greenery up top there. Then I'll play a little bit with this film strip. And here is my finished layout. Let's take a look at it. My base is white willow cardstock and it's backed with early espresso. The paper is Painted Illusions. It is still available. It is a special that Stampin' Up is offering. If you spend $75, you get the pack for $5. This paper here that I used is from Nature's Symphony. These dies here, these are from Nature's Symphony. And the camera here is the Capturing Smiles. This is available right now. These are on back order, but if you click on the link, you can put in a request to have them send you an email for when it is available. These flowers here are from the die set Delightful Wishes. It is still available. I cut my paper using the Painted Illusions for the camera. I cut the little die strip here out of Early Espresso and backed it with little photos. I cut a title here on my Cricut that says Captured Smiles. I put some little sequins around the page. And on this page here, I did the same thing. But at the top here, I cut some strips of paper for my title that says, We Had Dinner at Roy's with my good friend Lucy and her husband Michael. Before I leave, I want to tell you about something I'm so excited about. Stampin' Up! Is having their second virtual album retreat on April 29th through May 1st. It will be on an exclusive Facebook group. You'll be making 10 beautiful 2-page layouts, all with special techniques. You will learn so much and you'll get so crafty. You'll receive a kit that has the stamps, paper, and most everything you need to create these layouts. If you can't make those dates, don't worry about it, because the videos will all be recorded for you to watch when it's convenient for you. When I was with Close to My Heart, the album retreat was one of my favorite events. I learned so much, and my layouts were just gorgeous. And when I was done, I had a complete album. It was so much fun, and I believe you're going to love it just like I did. I will put a link to the event at the end of this video. If you have enjoyed this video and have learned something, please give it a thumbs up. And if you aren't already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. I will put a link to the items that I've used at the end of this video. Thank you so much for stopping by, and have a wonderful day.